So shall we start off by saying that I am perhaps just as crazy as a dictator of a South American country?
Adam Curry, John C. Dvorak.
It's January 21st, 2010. Time for your Gitmo Nation Media Assassination Episode 167.
This is No Agenda.
So do you have the clip there?
Yes, of course. Let's listen to it right now. This is actually from, here, listen to the news clip.
Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez has once again accused the United States of playing God. But this time it's Haiti's disastrous earthquake that he thinks the U.S. was behind. Spanish newspaper ABC quotes Chavez as saying that the U.S. Navy launched a weapon capable of inducing a powerful earthquake off the shore of Haiti. He adds that this time it was only a drill, and the final target is destroying and taking over Iran.
There you go. Is that not exactly what I said? Is that not exactly? Tell me, no. Is that not exactly what I said?
It's Crackpot and Buzzkill in the morning.
You watch. You're going to see some really weird crap going down. And right now, of course, and the chat room's been waiting for it. We've been using a lot of crazy weaponry, and I will say it because I think it is possible that indeed the earthquake machine has been turned on. We saw a relatively large, and it's all in the sea now, by the way. Earthquakes aren't happening on the earth, on land mass anymore. It's all happening underwater, first off the coast of California, and now off the coast of Haiti. I guarantee you the next big quake is going to be Iran. And it's going to come pretty damn quick. This may have been a mistake for all I know. This may have been an accident. This may have not meant to hit Haiti.
Although I think it was a test. It could have been a test.
I think as a test, it was probably a valid place to shoot it. I waited for it because the chat room was like waiting. Oh, when's he going to bring it up? When's he going to? You know, you all can call me crazy. You can say whatever you want. But,
all right, there's a whole bunch of crazy websites about this.
Yeah, I don't read the crazy websites. This
Above Top Secret's actually a pretty good site.
Yeah, but I don't even read Above Top Secret. If I can stay, I have other sources. This is a part of HARP, and this is gearing up, and this happens all the time. You know, watch the next big quake. I predict it for you right now. You know where it's going to hit? Iran. The next big quake will be in Iran.
Well, they do have a lot of quakes in Iran, so it's not a bad prediction.
And now, back to real news.
Meanwhile, we've got a dictator saying the same thing I'm saying.
All you want me to do, Adam, you said the exact same thing. That makes me think that you and Chavez are both reading the same, whatever it is, some paper in Russia.
Well, I have
Where did you get this notion in the first place?
Okay, well, I got this notion, and don't interrupt me now, and I'll tell you. And I back this up with links in the show notes. First of all, I get the notion that so we have to go back to the basics, that earthquake machines meant for war are real. And I go back to...
That's not the basics, that's your crazy theory.
Well, Monday, April 28th, 1997... in a Department of Defense news briefing, and I have the briefing here from the Office of the Assistant Secretary of Defense. It's a transcript. At the time, the Secretary of Defense was William S. Cohen, and he's talking about all different kinds of weaponry, about what the Department of Defense is doing about it, and I will just highlight a little ditty from that. There are reports, for example, and this is the Secretary speaking, there are reports, for example, that some countries have been trying to construct something like an Ebola virus, and that would be a very dangerous phenomenon, to say the least. Alvin Toffler has written about this in terms of some scientists in their laboratories trying to devise certain types of pathogens that would be ethnic specific, so they could just eliminate certain ethnic groups and races. Others are designing some sort of engineering, some sort of insects that can destroy scientific crops. Yet others are engaging in an eco-type of terrorism whereby they can alter the climate, set off earthquakes, volcanoes remotely through the use of electromagnetic waves. So there are plenty of ingenious minds out there at work finding ways in which they can wreak terror upon other nations. Now, that, of course, doesn't expressly state that the United States has such weaponry, but, gee.
Well, that's a good point. If that's a vetted memo...
It is. It's a vetted memo and from the Department of Defense.
Huh.
And actually, they removed it from their site, and so I used the Wayback Machine at archive.org. And
they've removed it from their site?
Of course.
But you did find it on the archive.org as from that URL.
Yes, and that URL I'm posting.
From their site bothers me.
Of course, because really. I got a couple more links that relate to that, which probably should just let the listeners and producers look out for themselves. But let me take you a little bit further down my rabbit hole, John. You may have to suck in your gut.
Before you do that,
yeah.
Do you think Chavez listens to this show, or he's getting this information from someplace else? Because it's not just that memo doesn't say there's anything going on with this, and he also said this was just a test run. So they test it, and then they're going to go, decimate Iran. Where do you think he got this concept from? Do they have a CIA in Venezuela or somebody tipping it off?
I do believe this is FSB. I'm pretty sure it's Russian intelligence. So it could be complete disinformation that this was the case, but this is from our own Department of Defense. And this was in 1997. And of course, we know that this is the stuff that Nikola Tesla was working on. So anyway, I stick by my theory, and I'm waiting for my invite from Mr. Chavez.
Yeah,
I think
get one anytime soon. I can assure you.
But I think it's interesting to say the least.
Cavort with him.
Interesting to say the least that I called it exactly that way.
No, it's interesting to say the least that he said pretty much the exact same thing.
After I did.
After you did. Of course, we're always ahead of everything. Anyone who listens to this show should, in fact, I think people can listen to the show a month later and we're still ahead of the game generally. But we're for some reason, we're like surfers when we're at the crest, we're at the beginning of the wave, that sweeps over the regular media, if it ever sweeps over anything.
Adam Curry, John C. Dvorak. This is No Agenda.